ERS.
The next vice president, my friend, Senator Tim Kaine.
I could not be any more honored to stand by Hillary's side in this very important campaign.
Well, that's what Democrats want you talking about, but everyone's talking about these leaked emails. Aaron Katursky at the Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia. You're going to be with us all week. Good morning, Aaron. Thanks for checking in.
McGraw, good morning. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the party chairwoman, has resigned because of those leaked emails that showed party officials working, or at least thinking about working, to sabotage Bernie Sanders, even considering whether to start raising questions about his religious beliefs, all during a primary campaign that Sanders thought from the start was stacked against him. And he said that this only confirmed his worst suspicions.
Yeah. Are there any other emails? They released 20,000 emails. Is that the worst? Is it all out, or are there more coming?
According to party vice chair Donna Brazil, she expects there to be more emails released throughout the week. And so who knows what those are going to show and how many other heads may have to roll as a result. But the emails were bad enough because it showed that party officials clearly had a bias toward Hillary Clinton. Now, you could look at that and say, well, duh. Of course, the party operatives are going to want to be passionate about the person they believe should be their candidate. Although, in theory, the DNC is supposed to be neutral during the primaries.
Yeah, not only that, but Bernie Sanders wasn't a Democrat. I don't even think is still a Democrat. He was running in the Democratic primaries, but he was an independent the entire time he was in the Senate.
But he's going to come to this convention and speak here tonight on behalf of Hillary Clinton, and as disappointed as he said he was in the leaked emails, as unsurprised as he said he was about the leaked emails, he is not going to waver in his support for Hillary Clinton over Donald Trump. His supporters are another matter. Even Sanders' best endorsement may not be enough to get them on board, and they're still going to protest in the streets, thinking, at least some have said to us, the election should be held over.
Let's talk about this Jewish question, because they come dangerously close to being anti-Semitic or using his religion against him.
Yeah, one email showed somebody saying, hey, do you think we ought to start raising questions as to whether he's, an atheist, or whether, he's a little hesitant about admitting he's a Jew. I heard he was an atheist. This could really hurt in West Virginia and Kentucky. I mean, it's hard knuckle, bare knuckle politics, and I think you had some party officials sensing that Bernie Sanders was doing well in the primaries and that they were trying to undercut him.
Yeah, in some sense, as you said, this isn't a surprise to Bernie Sanders. He was making this allegation the entire primary season.
He was. He was saying, very much like Donald Trump, that the system was rigged, and he's been making an argument so similar to Trump's, that Trump says to Sanders supporters, well, come join me. But Sanders says, well, that's not going to happen, and that's what his speech here is meant to do, try to get his supporters on board. Again, tall order, though, McGraw. And the Clinton campaign said, without offering evidence, but allegations for a variety of reasons that are not easily dismissed, that Russian government hackers behind this email leak, and they expect more to come.
Yeah, all right, so that was my next line of questioning, and that is this. Clinton's campaign people are saying that Russia is behind this, being that Russia would rather have Donald Trump as president because they can take advantage of him and they're afraid of Hillary. Is it a head dodge by the Clinton people? Is it a way to just sort of deflect the blame of what's in these emails?
Well, I mean, it may be, but it had been revealed, last month, that Russian hackers had infiltrated the DNC computers. Now come these leaked emails published by WikiLeaks around the same time that Donald Trump is saying maybe the U.S. does not need to offer full protection to NATO allies from a Russian attack. I mean, so you get it's a little conspiratorial, isn't it? But, there may be enough there for somebody to make hay. But again, we haven't seen any evidence, and the Trump campaign calls it all absurd.
Yeah, and it's also interesting that these are released on the weekend before the Democratic National Convention. Clearly, WikiLeaks or whoever's behind it was looking to do some damage.
Well, there's no question the timing can't be ignored here, and that's part of the reason I think why the Clinton campaign is so suspect about the motives behind it. nonetheless, the most damage is done to the party chairwoman, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, who is forced out. But her resignation is only going to take effect after the convention. So she's still going to be standing up on stage here, gaveling the convention open in front of a bunch of delegates from the Sanders crowd anyway, who, could cause a little bit of a scene. So the Clinton campaign has asked Sanders to keep his supporters in line. We'll see.
Yeah. How about the protest yesterday? How big, bad, and raucous was it?
Big, raucous, not bad. Hot, and they've been stationing bottled water and misting stations around the city to keep protesters cool. But the Sanders supporters actually learned mid-March that Debbie Wasserman Schultz would resign. It gave them cause to celebrate even in the heat.
Any word that when President Clinton speaks, he's going to be plagiarizing words from Laura Bush's speech from years past?
It's funny you say, because the joke around here is that Michelle Obama's expected to speak tonight,
right?
And so the joke around here has been, but you heard her speech last week.
Aaron Katursky each weekday, we should say, at 6:50. Thanks for checking in.
See you, McGraw.
6:56, Big 550, KTRS.